Testing 1, 2, 3. There we go. Looks like we're working now. Hey, this is Tommy. I woke up this morning. Number one, realizing that had a short work day, which is great. But number two, seeing there's been a lot of some cool buffs that have been applied to empathy among us, some other power sets. So I'm really excited about empathy because I've wanted empathy to get some buffs for a long time, some improvements for the new game. Let's take a peek at what's happened here. So there's been a new mechanic added. It's like an overheal mechanic that's been added to the set. So you'll notice now that whenever I do any kind of healing, my pets will get a overheal, and an overheal translates into extra hit points. So nice little hit point buff, and also some resistance, I believe too. It's kind of nice. Let's take a peek here. So we're gonna look at this guy's combat attributes, and here, overheal here. You see, getting a little bit of a health bonus there. But let's take a peek and see what's happening. So healing aura is doing a little bit of the overheal mechanic. So basically, if it overheals, whatever the excess healing amount is turned into a little bit of absorb mechanic for the team, which is kind of cool. So that's the heal other does it as well. It's got that added to it. Absorb pain stays looks like it stayed pretty much the same. Resurrect is now will resurrect multiple targets at once. That's going to be great. People are going to love that. Um, Fortitude also now gives some debuff resistance when it's cast. So we cast Fortitude here on our main guy here. And let's look and see what kind of debuff resistance he's gotten. Let's see where that's usually debuff resistance is. It's not showing. I wonder if that's bugged. There it is. So he's gonna get looks like debuff to hit resistance, recharge debuff, defense debuff resistance. Oh, this is gonna be great. It's Empathy's starting to look a lot like Marine in some aspects. It looks like they took what they learned from Marine and applied it to Empathy. Um, Clear Mind is now AoE. Isn't that awesome? I've wanted that for a while. So when you do it, they're going to resist psionic damage, disorient. That's new. They're resisting the psionic damage resistance. Disorient, hold, sleep, immobilize, fear, and confuse, plus perception. So you can see they've added some debuff resistance to this set. They've added some an absorb mechanic to this set. This is just great. And then the adrenaline boost, I think, is also AoE now. Let's find out. No, it's not. It's just that's still single target, but it's gonna boost all things that boosted before, regeneration, recharge, etc. But it's also a second res. So if the target is still under the effects of the adrenaline boost, if they die, they'll get back up. Or I believe you can also use it to res them if they're already dead. So you get two reses in the set. That's kind of neat. An AoE res, which I have wanted for a long time, and this one now has res. Plus, they're now resistance to slow, which I think is new. Regeneration aura is going to give max hit point bonus boost now too, as well as resistance to regeneration debuffs. And then recovery aura is gonna looks like it's got some recharge debuff resistance, some endurance buff debuff resistance, and recovery buff resistance. So Empathy's is a sweet little set here. It's gonna start granting lots of little tiny buffs that are really gonna add up, which I think they're borrowing from Marine here a lot. It's still very distinct from Marine. I'm just talking about the general approach here. And man, I love Clear Mind being AoE. Teams are gonna love this too. This is really shores up some of the weaknesses that Empathy had. So I logged into this tune because he's been sitting on test server, and he's a tune that while I enjoy playing him, he does struggle. Empathy is one of the One of the sets that for Masterminds has been kind of lackluster, and I think with these boosts though, that's going to completely change. So let's go in here because he struggled with this mission last time I had him try this out. One of these Callisti Wharf missions, they just ate his all the debuffs and stuff. They just ate the pets to shreds. Let's see what happens now. I'm just going to be kind of reckless. Well, that was kind of fast. I wasn't expecting that. You know, you can see that overheal mechanic kicking in there. The overheal mechanic's just kind of kicking in right now. I'm gonna try not to use barrier because I just want to test out how effective this is. This seems effective. Like my pets seem to be tougher. And I think the AoE heal also now grants some, if I'm remembering correctly, what's it granting now? I thought it granted some type of resistance as well. I could be wrong about that. Oh, we need to heal him. But it does seem like the pets are doing much better. I'm gonna have to review some of my older videos to see what's going on here. But yeah, they're loving these buffs. I'm gonna a little more chance to put up gang war. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more testing of this, but I feel as if this is working out very well. I think empathy may actually end up beating out Marine. It's not giving lots of damage buffs, but it's in terms of survivability. Oh, I did not mean to use barrier. I meant to do this, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, barrier does help a lot, but I recall I think even with barrier, my pets were having some difficulties with some of these harder missions, and it doesn't seem to be the case right now. I'm gonna go back to my videos, but yeah, I'm definitely loving these empathy changes. I think empathy defender. I have an empathy defender. I'm gonna be testing out soon too, and I'm just very, very, very much am happy for these empathy changes. I think empathy is now in an excellent place. I don't have any notes. I don't think they should change anything. I don't think it could get any better. It's just feeling like empathy just feeling like it's really doing its job now. And empathy was always nice, but it was just as the game changed, as the playstyles changed, and as the content changed, empathy just kind of started to become kind of lackluster. Uh-oh, my pets aren't coming with me. I don't know why that is. Buggily stuck on the map somewhere? Oh, they're stuck in geometry. They're bouncing around in circles here. It sometimes happens. I don't know why that happens sometimes. But even I'm feeling like I'm tougher. With the bodyguard mechanic, I mean, I'm hardly losing any health at all. And that's another thing I think it's nice is a lot of the resistance buffs and stuff are also applying to the caster from the AoE casting. So now that was another one of Empathy's kind of weaknesses compared to some of the newer sets is that yeah, this is doing quite well. But usually with Empathy, one of the compared to the newer sets where the buffs also affect the caster. And they've applied some of that to empathy too, which is nice. I mean, it still doesn't have the debuffs that some of the other sets have, but I think empathy is very much now starting again to look like the king of the healing sets. Kind of picking up a little bit from nature too when you think about it. Sort of these with the hit point buffs and the resistance buffs coming in here, coming in here. Yeah, probably gonna test this out in a couple of more areas. I just wanted to just and probably do a little bit more in-depth view of this. I just wanted to play around with it a little bit because I had some spare time. I'm not doing anything right now. Yeah, I'm definitely tougher. I would have melted previously, and somebody that knows a lot about the math and the game mechanics is gonna have to tell me what's happening here as far as how tough I feel, just as the mastermind itself. And I do not have barrier up. I do not have barrier up, and that was I'm definitely am resisting damage a lot better. I mean, yeah, I've got that, but that I have the ice shield, and that was not very much. There's never been really an impressive shield. People very rarely take it, but definitely. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase some of the changes. They seem really cool, really interesting. Out of curiosity, I want to look at my own combat attributes after casting all those buffs to see what's going on. Am I getting some debuffs? I mean, some debuff resistance and stuff. Regeneration Aura gave me 200 more hit points. That's interesting. I'm trying to see if I'm getting any damage resistance from any of these abilities that we're using. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting what they've done with this set. Um, More to come later.